So this is how I started my Father's Day weekend. Here I am broke down on I-15 northbound, trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing. It's been a good rig, but today it decided to let me down. And what is it with people? I always move over for cars broke down on the side of the road. I even had a couple of semi-trucks come way too close. But thanks to Austin towing me up to his place, we were able to diagnose it and get it fixed and back on the road again. So here's my 1996 Jeep Cherokee. I've kind of rigged it up a little bit for camping. Got my pontoon boat there on the top. And we're headed out for a little fishing trip. Just wanted to show you a little bit about the rig. She's been a good girl. Had a little trouble with it this morning, but I got it fixed and I'm running extremely late for where I'm going, but I'll get there. So after spending all day working on this thing, I finally got it going. Had two totally unrelated things happen at the same time. So I had a couple of wires that got melted on the exhaust manifold and shorted out the ignition circuit. And then I also had the starter go bad. And kind of strange it both went at the same time. But anyway, got it going again. Thanks, Austin. I appreciate your help. And here we are on the way. And it's a nice drive the way I go. It's about 45 miles of interstate and then about 60 miles of dirt road. And it's just a gorgeous drive. I just love going this way. You can go the other way and save about a half an hour, but it's mostly asphalt interstate and that, and I just prefer this back way. The downside is if he was to break down back here, there's a pretty good possibility you might not see anybody all day. So there's spots in here where it's a little bit rocky, but you just kind of pick your way through and you'll be fine. Coming up on a creek crossing here. The camera, once again, never does it justice, but it's quite a little drop off going down into here, so I'm kind of going slow. Now, we've been through this creek crossing many times over the years, including on our motorcycles, and it can be a little challenging sometimes, but today wasn't too bad. I did drive in the deeper path. If you stay to the right, it's not near as deep. But as we'll see here in just a minute, I included a short video of I think it was 2018 of Gordon crossing this creek. But failed to get over to the right and almost drowned his motorcycle. But here's that video here. And if I remember correctly, his bike did sputter a little bit, like it took on just a little bit of water, but it turned out to be okay. And I took my motorcycle off further to the right, and it was no big deal at all. And this is up the last little canyon before I climb up the hill, up to the lake where I'm headed. It's a little rockier, a little slower going in here. Some mud puddles and a couple of creek crossings, but it's still a fun little road, and you just have to take your time. Here's where I've got to stop and put it in for low. Uh, the camera still doesn't do it justice, but this is quite a little climb going up here. This corner coming up here is usually a 3-point turn for any full-size pickup, pretty much. But the little Jeep just goes right around it. Not a big deal. Now we finally made it up to the top, up on the ridge here. And you can see the little puddles of water off to the right. There's several of those little ponds up here on the top. I believe they're all spring fed, but there's no fish in those. But anyways, it gets pretty rocky in places along through here, but kind of on a little ridge. But there's the lake. You can see it there off to the left in front of us. That's my favorite place in the whole world, pretty much. And here I am about ready to drop off the road down into the campsite here. This is a pretty steep little drop off, and once again the camera does not do this justice. This is actually really quite steep right here. And it looks like the only one excited to see me is the dogs. So I was able to get my tent set up before it got dark and actually sit around with the boys and BS around the fire just a little bit. We got the fake fire out today. But here in the morning, here's just a picture of my tent. I brought the big tent instead of the little one just because it's a lot more comfortable. Uh, I got more room to store all my junk. There's my Jeep setup, my little cooking and kitchen setup that I kind of put together. Works pretty good. Made some steak and eggs for breakfast. It was pretty awesome. Weather was really good. Just really enjoyed it up there. A little chilly at night, but it was pretty nice weather. As opposed to back in 2017 or 18, we had that to deal with. Even the birds were being silly. Larry got this picture of this robin. I guess he decided it was easier to look between his legs than to turn his head and look behind him. Well, here I am finally on the water and actually out fishing. Beautiful day. Take a little 360 view of the lake here. Well, that's a bright colored fish, ain't it? I was just commenting on a fish that Larry had just caught on how bright red it was. Pretty impressive. The other cool thing about this particular breed of cutthroat is that they are a very good fighter. These fish are well known for not giving up, and they put up a really, really good fight. And you'll see a little bit of that here in a little while. I'm just making my way up the bank. The wind started picking up, and I forgot my little anchor, so I'm going to park myself in some reeds here, and hopefully that'll hold me from blowing around the lake. You'll see Larry out there. He's been doing pretty good, picking up quite a few fish. In fact, I think he's got one right there. But anyway, he's in the hot spot. He's got it figured out. I'm using a dry fly, but I'm fishing it wet, and it seems to be working pretty good. Uh, I only fished the one day, and I think I caught probably 7 or 8 fish. There's been other years where I've caught, I don't know, 30 or 40, easy, but a little slower this time.
On top and got two.
But it was good. Had a good time. I think we're a little early. The spawn isn't quite happening yet, but Father's Day was a little earlier this year, and that's usually the weekend that we go. So here's Larry landing another fish. He's doing pretty good today. Gordon is over on the bank. He's doing just as good, I think. But he's got his canoe with him, but he didn't want to fight the wind, so he's fishing from the bank, which I could have done, and that's essentially what I'm doing here in the boat anyway. But still had a good time.
One tried to eat my striking indicator. One tried to eat my strike indicator.
When the wind wasn't blowing very hard, Larry and I could talk to each other like we were sitting next to each other. Um, there's that calm and quiet up there. It's pretty nice when it's like that.
Then you hook. That sounds like a fish story to me. There we go.
Water here is really clear. I reckon right here where I'm sitting, it's probably 10 or 12 feet deep, but it don't look like it. It's pretty, looks really shallow. And you can see that green line where it drops off, and I think there's one spot over there on the other side somewhere that somebody told me it was like 60 feet deep over there. So it does get deep. This thing's got a bunch of springs that feed up through the bottom of it. But it's a really cool lake. Here's what I was talking about. These fish not giving up the fight. This one I all but had him in the net. He decided to go for another run. Almost got me all tangled up in my extra line, so I had to pull it in and get it set aside. Didn't get that one in the net, but yeah, they don't give up easy. Makes it a lot of fun. So after a really good day of fishing, went ahead and wound it down, cooked some supper, sat around the fire, and then I had to head out early the next morning. So here I am taking off. I've got a lot of things to do yet today and try to get things squared away. I needed to hit the road for my job, but I could have punched it out to the interstate, saved a little time, but where's the fun in that? I'd just rather take the dirt road back the way I come in. It's just a lot more fun, a lot more scenic. But here's where things get really interesting on the way home. Not every day you get to see a bear. So this was pretty exciting for me. I'm still trying to decide if that's a grizzly bear or a black bear. All the indications from the videos that I've looked at when I zoomed in real close on the videos, it kind of indicates that it might be a grizzly, but I really don't know. If you know, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would be interested to know. And this shot here answers the age-old question. Yes, that bear is doing what you think that bear is doing. So I watched this bear climb all the way up the side of this mountain and pop out on the other side. And it was just pretty cool. It's not something you get to see every day. And I just really enjoyed it. Back out in the open country there, at one point here, there was an antelope that was running alongside of me. I was doing about 50, even though I got the video sped up here, but I was doing about 50 and that antelope was keeping right up with me. And when I hit the fence line up here, he went under the fence at full speed. Pretty impressive. And then I'm driving along and I see these little flowers here. I wasn't sure what they were, but a couple of friends told me they were probably evening primrose. I only saw a couple of them on the entire road there, and they're just right alongside the road. I don't know if they're native to this area or what they were doing way out there, but anyway, it's the only ones I saw. I just thought they were kind of pretty. So here I actually got the drone out and got it up in the air. I couldn't really do it up at the lake because it was so windy. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that me and wind and drones do not get along. So, and the reason the water's all mucked up because I'm so brilliant, I forgot to push record the first time I drove through it. So had to do it twice. I also thought I'd take a little video of all the cows that was hanging out around that water hole. I kind of pushed them out of the way when I come in there, but they were they were eyeballing me pretty hard. Especially there was one big bull in the bunch. I was having to keep an eye on him while I was out taking this video. He was not real happy that I was there. So I've long suspected that cows aren't as dumb as we think they are. I think they're plotting a revolution, to be honest with you. A little Animal Farm reference there for you if you get it. I decided to take a little bit of a detour on the way home. I was going to go out a little different way. It winds up in the same place, but kind of takes me, skirts me along some hills and back into some country that we used to stomp around in a lot. I decided to head up this one canyon because I was really hoping that there was a certain facility there that might still be there. And to my surprise, it was, which is a good thing because breakfast wasn't settling all that well with me.
Yes.
So after taking care of that little bit of business, I decided to go ahead and throw the drone up in the air again and take a little bit of footage of this canyon. It's pretty in here. I always enjoyed this area. And we'll probably end the video with this, so enjoy. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when new videos come out.